What's going on, JW Faction? My name is Josh Williamson. So this is me answering your guys' questions, part 1. Let's see, the first question is, Jamil Brown asks, what WWE video games you got? Well, let's see, I got WWE 2K16, 17, 18, and 19 on the PS4, and I have SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 on the PS2. Had it on the PS3 when I had a PS3, but I still have the game, but I don't have a PS3 anymore. Yeah, those are the games I got. Oh, and I also got 2K15, 2K14, and WWE 13 on the Xbox 360. He has a few more questions. He says, what do you like about NXT and 205 Live? Well, what I like about 205 Live, first of all, is that it doesn't really waste much time with its promos like Raw or SmackDown does. They usually take up the first 30 minutes of the promo. And there's just more wrestling when it comes to 205 Live, and there's some pretty good wrestlers there. And what I like about NXT is that Vince McMahon is not running it. First of all, Triple H is, and he actually knows how to utilize good talent in NXT. So that's the reason why I think, when Triple H takes over, well, then WWE would be a lot better. You know what I mean? And let's see, his next question. Do I watch TNA? No, I don't watch TNA. Well, it's now called Impact Wrestling, but the reason why I don't watch it is because I just don't like it. I thought it was really good back then. It was more hardcore than WWE ever was back then. And but now it's dying. You know what I mean? Let's see. And the last question he has, do I like Power Rangers? I was never a big fan of Power Rangers. Never got into it. Alright. Next question. David Porter. What cartoon stuck with you the most as a kid, and do you still like it? Whew. I have a few cartoons that stuck with me as a kid, and I still like to this day. SpongeBob SquarePants. Because that's the first cartoon I ever watched. Let's see what else. Rocket Power. Probably my favorite cartoon that Nickelodeon ever made. Let's see, I still like Rugrats. I still like Recess. That's my favorite Disney Channel cartoon. Let's see, Johnny Bravo, Scooby-Doo. Those are the kind of cartoons that stuck with me as a kid and I like today. Let's see. Next question. Mr. J01, do you like Thanksgiving? Honestly, it's my least favorite holiday of the year. Why? Because I personally just consider it a holiday for gluttons. So, it's my least favorite. He actually has a few more questions. What is my favorite food? My favorite food is steak, especially ribeye steak. What is my favorite sports team? I don't watch football or basketball or baseball, stuff like that. I don't watch sports, except when it comes to fighting sports. I sometimes watch UFC, sometimes I watch boxing, but I mostly watch professional wrestling. And he has 2 more questions. What movies are you looking forward to seeing? There's actually a few. Sometime soon, I would like to see Creed 2. Because it's actually an aftermath of the Rocky series, which is my favorite movie series of all time. Which this is actually one of the other questions on this list. And I love the first movie, so I'm curious to see what the second movie's about. Well, I know what it's about, but I'm curious to see how good it is. And this last one. Do you have any siblings? Yes, I have a brother. And, alright. Next question. Ernesto Sibley. I know I said it already, but happy Thanksgiving. Turkey time. Happy Thanksgiving. Even though mine was yesterday. The dinner in my case was yesterday. Do I even like turkey? Somewhat. I somewhat like turkey. I prefer chicken. Anyways, next question. Sean Jarrett. What are you studying at college? You mentioned you go to college in one of your previous videos. Also, happy Thanksgiving. What I'm studying in college right now is business. And next week is the end of the first semester for this year. So I don't know what I'm going to be studying next semester. Anyways, oh, here's another question by Mr. J01. My favorite restaurant? I don't really eat out much, but if I had to pick my favorite restaurant that I like to go to, there's 2. One's a fast food, which is Popeyes. I hardly ever eat fast food, but if I was to, I'd eat Popeyes. Uh, and my favorite restaurant that's not fast food, Texas Roadhouse. And let's see. Next question. Bombad Animations Incorporated. What is the movie you most liked and most hated? My favorite movies of all time, like I said before, the Rocky film series are is my favorite movies of all time, especially Rocky 2 and Rocky 3. I can't really choose which one's my favorite out of those two. And worst movie I've ever seen? I gotta go with Freddy Got Fingered. That is a horrible movie. And let's see. Hold on. Next question. Glenn Gormley Gamer. 3 best and 3 worst wrestling games. 3 best, I'm going to name from 1 to 3. My favorite wrestling game of all time is SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. That's my favorite game in the SmackDown vs. Raw series. And I wish SmackDown vs. Raw came back. Second favorite, probably, my favorite in the 2K series so far is 2K14. 2K14 was awesome. And number 3 on that list, probably, this is the first. This was, I think, the third wrestling game I ever played. It's WrestleMania 2000 on the Nintendo 64. I never played WWF No Mercy, but maybe I will sometime. 3 worst wrestling games? I really haven't met a wrestling game that I hated, to be honest with you. But if I had to pick my least favorite, I don't have 3. Probably SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. You know, because it just didn't have too many theme songs that I wanted to use for any of my, creative wrestlers. So didn't really care for that one. What did I think of Survivor Series? All I saw with Survivor Series was a burial over SmackDown. Raw basically buried SmackDown, and so I just didn't like it. I mean, I like the fact that Charlotte Flair turned heel, because I think she should have turned heel. Do I like heel Daniel Bryan? I haven't seen too much of him yet. I mean, I always thought he would basically suck as a heel. Why? Because he's pretty much a natural babyface. The fans love him too much. So, I don't really know. And who are my top 3 favorite bands? My favorite band of all time is Avenged Sevenfold. I said that a few times. And I'd say the other 2 of my top 3 would be Skillet and Breaking Benjamin. I love those bands. I just love hard rock and metal music. Let's see. And let's see, Johnny Brown. He said, got one question. How long have you joined with YouTube? See, here's where it gets a bit complicated. I created my account, and I actually made a video back in 2015, but I deleted it. I wasn't really ready to be a YouTuber back then, so I deleted those videos I made. So I'd say the day I officially started making YouTube videos, December 29th of 2016. And he also asked, what school did I go to before college? I went to Belfry High School. And let's see. The last question, McLoving McMuffing. If they could reboot any of your franchises in the right way, which would you choose? Whew, wow, that's a really hard question. There's a lot to choose from. If I had to pick maybe a cartoon that could be rebooted in a great way, I have to pick Recess. I mean, I love Recess. It's my favorite Disney Channel cartoon. And let's see. There was actually, most of the reboots I've seen today were terrible. Especially Teen Titans Go. I made a rant on that cartoon, and that cartoon is stupid. And the Powerpuff Girls reboot, it's not too good either. But anyways, that's me answering your guys' questions part 1. If you guys like to make a part 2, have any more questions, leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to them in another video. Post thumbs down below your opinions on this. If you like to see a thumb up, please give a thumb down, and be sure to subscribe and come on over to the channel if you're fast joining 10,000 subscribers. See you later.